And in a moment, we'll have everything going live on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, though probably not mine, because I feel old and ancient at this point. We are going to have a little bit of an open mic live stream tonight. I thank everyone who came. If anyone wants to pass on the invite, please do so. I'll be posting information of where to join us. I've already done that on the on my main feed, and I've tagged a bunch of people back. And I hope that we get joined with more people. And the live streaming preview is just starting now. This is only the second time I've done this. I saw people do this for the Boston Poetry Marathon, but never figured out how. Okay, perfect. So I will go live right now. And hopefully they'll have all the information. Melissa, how are you? Oh, still joining on. Either that or my system is slow. Either are possible at this point.
Oh, no, I'm unmuted. I'm doing well. I was just connecting from my phone last minute. I just saw this.
No
but
problem.
I might move over to my computer so I can connect better.
That's probably a good idea.
But thank you for this invite. It's much needed amidst this election drama, which is driving me crazy right now.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's to say the least. Yeah, it's not.
I invited a few people, so hopefully they join in as well.
That's great.
So I'm going to join in on my computer, so I might log out here and come back.
Sounds good. We'll be getting started soon. ES, I hope you at least read one poem for us before you leave, and she probably didn't. She probably left. Damn it. But this isn't perfect, people. So I am doing my best to make sure we have this, and hopefully I might have to enact the waiting room because I'm going to make this as easy as possible, which means I'm posting on a public thread how to join this. So all right, good. So that should be setting up right now, title and all. So we're all famous. You guys, if you want to go onto my personal page, you can share this on you should be able to share this on your own page or anywhere else. And this is great. So we are on. And thanks everyone for their patience, and thanks to everyone for joining. And I'm just taking a minute to put this on the Stone Soup page, or at least hoping that I can. Looks like I can't. Well, we'll figure out that later. I've been so nervous. I usually am shamelessly putting up my posts online, shamelessly public, but this is the first time, like the last couple of posts I did, the first time I've been doing things friends only. So I'm not, the anxiety is there. I am kind of dreading the potential nature of gloaters getting online. There's a friend base on my Facebook that I'm tempted to just block forever, because I am still friends with Trump supporters. Starting to feel hypocritical them staying friends with them, and yet I defriended a lot of people a lot of family on my Facebook because they were just telling on me, like, do you know what Chad did? So yeah, it's been one of those days. But anyway, we're just going to get started right now. And I'm going to get started with, hey Melissa, I'm going to get started with Eric. I hope Crystal comes in to read. Please have her do so. And And let's get started by having our first open micer, Mr. John Stickney, aka JJ Stick on Facebook, for those of you who are looking to make new friends. I think we're going to need him after tonight. You ready, John?
Oh, yeah, sorry. You kind of cut out.
Oh, well, I hope you can hear me now. Basically, I said, short story, long story short, you're first.
Okay. Two poems about Jesus. First poem, Backyard Savior. Finally put Jesus to work for me, cleaning up in the backyard. Did a good job, too. Once I got him to take off that little crown of thorns that kept getting stuck on the fence. But once we got by that little bump, nothing but smooth sailing. Second, space age savior. Jesus strapped on his jetpack and rescued some sinners from themselves. Then he flew into the lion's den, saying, "Here, kitty, kitty," and flew them back to Africa, where days later, poachers killed them for their livers. "It's been a long day," said Jesus, knocking back chilled holy water and eating some of those little round sandwiches his mother made. "God, I love these sandwiches," Jesus said. Thanks.
Very nice. Thanks so much, Jeff. Up next, I want to make sure that she gets a turn tonight because she may not be on for long. Let's welcome the lady that we normally call on the open mic live as ES. ES, are you ready to go?
I am actually going to have to skip this time. The election anxiety has been great for my writing, but I didn't know that I'd be reading here, so I have nothing at hand. But thank you for the opportunity.
Every time you say something like that, I usually give you an, "Oh, come on," and then you can come up with something instantaneously.
Yeah, but I'm literally walking out a door right now.
Okay, read a poem while you're walking out the door. I know you.
Can you give me 5 minutes?
Absolutely. All right. We'll go over to Mary Jennings, everybody.
I think she has to unmute herself.
Yeah, Mary, you have to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, I forgot that. Okay.
Just so you know, I for some reason, whatever reason, I've not been able to figure this out in the Zoom system. If someone knows, let me know. But I cannot mute and unmute you anymore. I used to be able to, but now I can't. So I can only request. So
Right.
if anyone unmutes, if anyone is up, they have to unmute themselves first before they talk.
Okay. All right. I'll take it from the top. Stubborn core. Do you own the years of your youth, your wants, your assertions, your truths, when authority dubbed you an annoyance? You tried to be radiant, but that was not allowed in his house, where you were sentenced to his disdainful stares, deeming you a sorry substitute for his dreams deferred.
Mm-hmm.
You've built a stubborn core within and refused to deem him dear. The umbilical cord was broken long ago. You have a brain to use to strategize a defense, hands to build a fence between you two, and a mouth to spew the bitterness you feel. Who gives, who takes, who throws away, who raises whose voice, who raises you, who rains on whose parade, who reigns, who denies, who prays, who stays, who goes away. You've practiced resistance and kept your distance and carved out your own little corner of the world in which you own your wants, your assertions, your truths, the years of your youth, all you could ever hope to own and value. Thank you.
Very nice, Mary. I'll give
Thank you.
I'll give ES a couple more minutes, and I'll go now to Pastel Soup feature, Mr. Eric Tate.
Thank you, Chad. This poem is about actually a current event, something that's going on right here in my city. And it's actually gotten national attention lately. We've had an article in the New York Times. We've been on NPR. And today I even saw an article in Rolling Stone magazine about what's going on here in Graham, North Carolina.
Mm.
And I call it The Price of Education. It was a family event. There were children present for what was supposed to be a Get Out the Vote initiative. A crowd 150 deep making the mile-long pilgrimage to the polls, singing and praying along the way for what was billed as a march against voter suppression. Everything was above board and legal. Some nice officers had even volunteered to escort the group in order to keep them safe. But near the end of the march, when they'd almost reached their destination, as other officers in tactical gear positioned on rooftops with sniper rifles trained on the would-be voters, the same officers charged with protecting the group began pepper spraying them. Being just too much for the officers to endure, when the group paused and knelt in the street 8 minutes and 15 seconds for George Floyd, everyone was ordered to get up, clear the street. Never mind, it takes a while for a crowd that size to disperse. Not 30 seconds later, the screaming began, the pepper spraying of adult and children alike. People ran blindly, clutching their eyes and crying. On this windy day, the smell would carry all the way to the opposite side of the courthouse to invade the lungs of some who had nothing to do with the march. Many, including journalists and spectators, were arrested. In the chaos and terror that ensued, a scant few even made it to the polls. Children were tackled to the ground and handcuffed by overzealous officers. One terrified 11-year-old girl says she'll never go to Graham again. Another child was heard imploring her father, "Why are they doing this to us, Daddy?" As parents looking to educate their children regarding the experience of voting were met with an altogether different lesson than the one they were hoping to impart. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. And now I'm going to bring it over to ES. Are you ready?
I can try.
She's ready, everyone. Okay, yes, you go.
A poem written for a way out the door, written smeared on stolen office supplies while I think about unwritten speeches and how to vote for tomorrow, no matter how red-veiled or blue it may be. I have no ambition to greatness, just this hope to be grit flowing in the right direction, erosion that slowly helps carve something beautiful, a mysterious flash of luminescence in the water that proves that the water is still alive. Meanwhile, two men stand still in waiting crowds, hearing the same words say different things. At least one side loading their gun saying, "Yes, we heard you, listen to everyone, love them all, lock and load." And then each side moves forward in their own ways, through the doors of time, if not ideology, onto the paths of history, where more doorways await, and the words yet to be spoken will someday be heard. That's it.
I told you, everyone. She does this all the time. Jeff, I definitely heard you. I definitely got your message. You're definitely on the list. Don't worry about that. And up next, let's welcome up Melissa Castillo Pinas. It's so good to have you tonight.
Thank you so much, Chad, for doing this last minute. I think this is such a great thing to do. So I have 2 poems that were recently published in this anthology from the Mexican Institute at Lehman College that I want to share. They're 2 short poems. One is called 4th of July. 4th of July. Tanks in the nation's capital, concentration camps at its border. But unimaginable is unmistakable. History repeated in loops of brown bodies. When safe and sanctuary is code for child cruelty, I wonder, where did we go wrong? Only to realize we've never been right. For what is 4th of July to the children never meant to be children, only bodies caged, detention or prison to fill our capitalist need. A funeral of dreams, a death of imagination, our roots reaching to strangle freedom. We are a history of children without futures. And then the second poem I want to read is called Yo nací aquí, or I was born here. Because as like a Latina, that's a question I often get asked, where are you from, right? So I just want to say I was born here. So yo nací aquí, in this country of American dreams y fantasías imposibles, of half-truths and half-men, of poets of possibility and murderers in chief. Here in this America of brown feelings and white fear, of beats and blunders, in this cold time of terrible silences and worse suspicions. It's here. With the ancestral cadence of buried lives across the immense geography of snowcaps, redlands, beaches, and canyons, blinded by beauty, blinded by pain. This is my country. This is really their country. Mi país es mestizo, multilingüe, pero no orgullosamente so. The lands crack under the weight of racial hatred, flood with the pressure of our ignorance. Here time has made heroes of villains, because we are not created equal, but some of us strive to be. This is my country, the America of my truths. It's the light of my shadows and the shadows beneath the lights. It will always be my country. I have nowhere else to go home to. This is my country presented how I feel, know, and love. Because I was born here. Yo nací aquí. Thank you.
Love it, Melissa. Thank you so much. Up next, I hope she videos herself, or at least unmutes. I believe she was invited through someone else. But I remember seeing her from an open mic, actually from when Melissa first featured online with us. Let's have Miss Rafiana come with us tonight. Come with us and read tonight. There
Hi,
you are.
everyone.
Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to read a poem called Growing Through Concrete. My growth shouldn't come at a price. I guess that's the outcome when a woman tries to grow out of her place. When the kitchen isn't the only fire she can maneuver, or when raising children should replace raising standards or goals. If tree roots could grow through concrete, then why are women metaphorically forced to be flowers? Because when I bloomed, it didn't happen under warm sunshine or bumblebees who drank from my nectar, leaving me with peace. It happened during rainstorms, after snowstorms, after droughts of immense pain, suffering, and insecure scars that drained my spirits and left nothing but barren roots. Call me a tree. Because even when you took all the room for yourself to grow, I was growing through brick walls and glass ceilings. My roots busting through your cute little terrarium meant to keep me right in place. I laughed and cried as I shuddered through are shattered through generational limitations. Because my daughter won't grow in tiny glass houses. She will grow wild and free from limitations and expectations, because mommy grew through concrete so that she can grow into the best version of herself. That's it.
That's great.
Thank
you so
you.
much. Sorry, muted myself by accident. That's great. Thank you so much, Rafiana. Good to have you back. And let's welcome up next, if he'll unmute him, be so kind to unmute himself, Mr. Jeff Taylor.
Hey, Chad. Thanks a lot. Good to see you today.
Welcome.
Yeah, just 1 second, Ed. This is awesome that you did an election night poetry. Very, very good idea. So start with this one called Hot Dog Sandwich. It's a short one. If getting Trump out of office is the definition of a sandwich, then Joe Biden is a hot dog. I'm willing to call him a sandwich and cross my fingers. Enough people will determine his bun has broken into 2 independent slices of bread, whether it has or it hasn't, to elect him placeholder of the United States. But he's still a wiener, no mustard. And now I've got one other kind of short one, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
It's called it's a recent revision from the desk of Francis Bellamy. Kind of redo of the Pledge of Allegiance. I raise my right hand to the passionate lips of Piranha, with the left hand pressed to the return policy of the rent-a-cop of my sanity. I pledge allegorical to the united K-holes of allegiance, to the oscillating fan of America. I pledge ostentatious to the united news anchor of smothered in syrup, to synchronize swimming in an elevator. I prefer agitation to the united hallucination of the homogeneous states of orangutan, to the come on down, you're the next contestant of America, and to the corporations for which it stands, one plantation funding God, unoriginal, with fragility and tear gas at the mall. Thank you. If you like that one, you can check it out on, I have a Bandcamp. This is jefftaylor.bandcamp.com.
Thank you so
Thanks a lot.
much.
Yeah, thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Jeff. And when leaving, I hope they spread the word, or at least share the video that's on my live feed right now on my Facebook page to someone else. Up next.
I did that.
Oh, thank you.
No, yeah.
Very much. Up next, and hopefully Crystal will be afterwards. Eric, get on that. Let's have Jane Spoken Word come up next.
Thanks for having me, Chad. This piece is called What is Wrong with People. When I first wrote it, it was maybe one small paragraph, and now it's just about a page. So it's called What is Wrong with People? Women and children are running in fear from men so cruel and angered fueled, committing atrocities that bring us to tears, killing one another over man God rules. Men in soldier suits with guns and tanks, and men with lies upon their lips as they drank to bloody victories of now and when. Men in fresh pressed suits, making war, pushing paper and pen. Didn't they hear what Marvin said? Mercy, mercy me, when will it end? In the cities they run past the bullets that fly, or lost in the desert they waste away and die of thirst. When ancient water jars are burst, where children are bought, fucked, and worked till they're dead or they're grown. It's a planetary shame on you that points and is all about skin tone. What is wrong with people? Oh, haven't you heard? Their God has instructed them, they got the word. To reap the rewards, you must kill the infidels, blow them off the face of the earth, and send them all to hell. In the name of a Muslim jihad or a Bible-thumping Christian crusade, as long as it's the word of your God, then you're happy, regardless of the mess that you've made in your God's name. All the world wars of all the gods will fall upon deaf ears when we realize that we are true spirit beings without the religious fears. I refer you to a line I believe George Carlin said. Do you believe in God? Answer yes, then move ahead. Do you believe in my God? Answer no, then bang, you're dead.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Let's see. Eric, is Crystal in the background there? I was hoping she would join. Oh, I can't hear you.
No, I don't think she's going to do it tonight.
Okay. Okay, I understand. If she changes her mind, she's still welcome, but I'll proceed as planned. So, I'm just going through the Electoral College right now. The best news so far is that Joe Biden has Texas still with like over 50% of the votes tallied. It's narrow, but it's there. I don't know. It would just be nice to have some good news tonight. I know I'm asking for too much. But this is what I've been doing every election since 2004, when I had a computer and I was able to refresh or reload the election screen every 3 to 5 minutes. And I remember 2004 when it was just like not even close. I remember 2012 when I'm like, or 2008 when I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Really? This is amazing. And 2012, I don't think I got any sleep. But, oh, Jeff Taylor just said, I really hope ranked choice voting passes. I do too. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, Melissa asked, can we read poems by people who inspire us? Why the hell not? That would be a good time for the second round of the round robin. And hopefully we'll get some people who can, hopefully we'll get some other people to join. People might be too tired to join. Tony B just commented on my Facebook page saying she's going to bed. So I can't say I blame her. Can't say I blame anyone doing that and just ignoring it and not thinking about it. I've passed that point. I rescinded my title as mayor of Zero Fucksville a long time ago, and it would be nice to fall asleep, but I can't. Let's bring us. This is just my long-winded way of saying, give me a second. I guess I'll read something. I don't know if, let's see. Here we go. Let's see. I've explained this before, that to commemorate Donald Trump's ascension 4 years ago, I wrote a poem called Donald Trump Jesus. I wasn't even going to finish it. It was a Stone Soup. It was a Stone Soup event. It was a Stone Soup reading that said that where someone told me, you better finish that and just get that published somewhere. I'm the associate editor of Oddball, so full disclosure, I decided to publish this at Audible. Shameless, but I have a forum every once in a while. Twice a year I use it. I read the first Donald Trump Jesus poem last week. This one, I've averaged one per year. I was really hoping that the legacy of that would stop this year. The last one I really want to write is the epilogue. If that happens in January, that would be amazing. This is Donald Trump Jesus, chapter 2. Donald Trump Jesus has no patience for those who can't walk on water. Donald Trump Jesus has no patience for those who can't create their own wine. Donald Trump Jesus fires his gospel writers every other week. Donald Trump Jesus counts on his followers to Photoshop stigmata onto his tiny hands. Donald Trump Jesus pads the numbers of the people he's fed while cutting the number of loaves and fish each retelling. Donald Trump Jesus retweets the sick and maimed, but is powerless to heal them due to obstructing lack of faith. Donald Trump Jesus has Democrats and disciples doing Hail Mary passes of silver to any nearby Judas. Donald Trump Jesus is his own king who never hears when the people cry to crucify him. Donald Trump Jesus would take the desert out of Jerusalem and bring it to the rest of the world. Donald Trump Jesus is more worshipped the more his name is taken in vain. Donald Trump Jesus wants us to sit in temples with his hopes and prayers embroidering the targets on our backs. And with that, we'll go around the bend. Everyone's still here as far as I can tell. So we'll go ES, you're up next. You have about 2 minutes to write a poem on another piece of paper as you're walking. John Stickney, if you can unmute yourself, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to read a poem that kind of inspired the poem that I wrote. It's by James Tate, and it's a Palm Sunday poem called Good Time Jesus. Jesus got up one day a little later than usual. He had been dreaming so deep there was nothing left in his head. What was it? A nightmare. Dead bodies walking all around him, eyes rolled back, skin falling off. But he wasn't afraid of that. It was a beautiful day. How about some coffee? Don't mind if I do. Take a little ride on my donkey. I love that donkey. Hell, I love everyone. Thanks.
For anyone religiously sensitive, I apologize for the overusage of Jesus. I've clearly created a monster amongst the people who actually read my stuff. I apologize profusely. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Hashtag well, maybe a little. Up next, ES, are you able to, did you write a poem in the time it took for you to take another piece of bank statement paper out of your pocket and run to the bus? Uh-oh, ES may be on the train, or she might not be hearing me. She might not be hearing me. ES, are you there?
I can hear you, but I'm at 1% battery on my phone now, and I am about to catch a mode of public transportation. So
Okay,
thank you, but I really do have to decline this time. But
okay, you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes, or you have two people on the open mic to write a poem while your phone's at 1%. You have your own. You just gave your own writing prompt. I'll be back with you later. Thank you so much.
Speaking to a dead phone rarely communicates much.
Well, we'll do what we can. My phone can be on for another 15 minutes on 1%. Let's see what we got. But if not, then thank you very much. But you have your writing prompt. Go for it. And for the rest of us, let's go over to Mary Jennings once again. You might have to unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted, yep.
Okay, good.
Okay, cinquains for day of mourning. 1. A verse to thankfulness when menace overrules. coercing into acceptance, blood gifts. 2, assume not I'm thankful for what you provide me. There's no such thing. I paid for it. Plundered. 3, thankful for being pushed. You could care less where, how I go. Your status quo secured. Conquered. 4, mourning our lost homelands. Grabbers squat where they like, invoking God's name to kill ours. Displaced. 5, mourning our lost spirit. Useful to our captors, not pure enough to coexist. Ridden. 6, mourning our descendants unborn. Our conquerors will find other souls to suck dry. Barren. 7, thankful I will be when accountability you preach, you finally accept. Own it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mary. And let's go over to Eric
You're
Tate
welcome.
once again.
Okay. Thank you, Chad. This one is about, this one's concerning the number of times Trump has circled through North Carolina over the past few weeks. I call it battleground state. As the day of reckoning approaches and Trump's poll numbers plummet, his campaigns crisscrossed North Carolina half a dozen times in the past 2 weeks, since there's no clear path to electoral college victory without the 15 votes from this old North state. But Trump's a survivor. He'll also need a way to proceed if things go sideways for him on election night. If he thinks he's lost, he'll need a way to flip the tables.
Yeah.
In the wake of his shout out to the Proud Boys on the debate stage, his aim is likely twofold for attempting to lock down the state that gives rise to the highest percentage of homegrown terrorists in the whole US of A. After working the masses into a frenzy at his screaming MAGA rallies, the chaos brought about by his makeshift militia post-election will serve his contingency plans. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. I'm staring at everything so far. As far as the college map, I think the Yahoo, I think the Association Press map and the Bloomberg map are pretty similar as of right now. They have Biden ahead, but what would make me happy is if Maine actually turned blue this time around. Without getting into details, I run into a lot of people from Maine and I can't fucking stand them sometimes. No offense to anyone who actually lives in Maine or knows people who do, but Jesus Christ. It's been tough listening to the Maine constituency. I deal with them on a regular weekly basis, and I hear them in the lobby of where I work talking about how the Electoral College needs to be preserved. You know, it's like if they couldn't parrot the party line more if they had actual parrots on their shoulders. So it's ridiculous. That doesn't make much sense, but that's what I'm going with. And we'll see what happens. Maybe this despair will be good for all of us. I don't know. Also, maybe there used to be articles saying that the fear of the bomb would be good towards changing America's mindset in a positive way. They used to say a lot of things. But anyway, let us go to the next person on the open mic. I'm going to count that and look at that. ES is still there. She had plenty of time to write a poem between Mary Jennings and Eric Tate. ES, I'm challenging you again. If you really have nothing, I'll just say goodbye. But yeah, but I have faith in you, ES. We believe in you. Every time you said you don't have anything, we believe in you, and you come up.
I'm on a public bus, and I have a log club that's in rough draft form. I don't know if this is a good combination or not.
Go for it.
Okay, it is a longer one, and it may have just disappeared. Can you hear me? I don't know if
We can.
still got a connection.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. This is a terrible idea.
Go for it. This is right.
Okay. All right. So I wrote this last night. I can't even follow the plot of this insipid audiobook, let alone my country's unraveling. I tried to journal, but my hand just hovered over the page until it matched the cramp of my belly. Yesterday was Day of the Dead. So many candles wavering on the sudden snow. The micro-moon over my window looks almost talkative. This is all some part of a story I don't get to understand. I'm some minor character, never truly named. Part of the shifting background, flickering like an unwatched shadow. Even my poems come out stinted. The whole world waits like a half-said sentence. Sentences of history twitching towards us, some uncomfortable chronological dance, and an unwanted rhythm falls into place. Meanwhile, we all speak in statistics, like timestamps and numbers, likelihoods and abbreviations, stack them like the rice I have hidden away, for some rainy, potentially riotous year day. Line them up like earnest voters, like bullets in a chamber, like the hidden fractal lines in a glass not yet shattered. Potential energy, the cursor vow traveling from mind to tongue, the perfect song written but never sung, the dust that will gather on all the protester poster signs still half done, while the other side screams in the streets. God, I hope tonight I can sleep. Powered by the carbs I stress eat. Gotta go claim my democracy or there'll be authoritarian anarchy. Letting your brain doesn't care what you were thinking. Florida doesn't mind if you don't think that it's sinking. Don't ignore the infection if it's rotting or stinking. We have to stare our nation's devils down. No blinking. Meanwhile, as a whole, our intellect shrinking. Total collapse? I want my old timeline back. So I will walk in tomorrow on shaking feet to a little building on a crowded street, wary of every every brave breath I am masked breathe. Politics in my very pulse. As I have one more American day, another asteroid passes by as a star, burning to nothing, for so NASA says that it's real news. And I wear pearls as my neighbors hang Trump flags. There is a blue battle makeup written under my skin. As unseen as the future is, as strong as hope. And as the world turns, I walk ahead. I don't know.
Sorry, could you go back and repeat that, Elizabeth? I'm kidding. Jeff, you probably can't read because you're on your phone. The chat, you probably can't read the chat.
Oh, is there a chat? No, I can't.
Jeff just said this is fantastic. He wrote that as you were reading.
Oh, thank you.
He wasn't responding to the silence. He was responding to what you said. See, I told you. Every time you say no, I can say you say yes. And this is the one time when no does mean yes. You should, or at least no means you should at least try. But thank you so much, Elizabeth, and I won't bother you again.
All right. Well, thank you for the opportunity.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Let's welcome up next. Melissa has something ready. Melissa Castillo, if you are ready, have at it. Whoops. I think Melissa might be away from the desk. Okay, let's see if we may have lost her completely, for at least for a moment. Bad connection, I guess. Let's ask for Rafiana. Are you up, miss?
Hi, yes, 1 second.
Okay, great.
So I'm gonna read a poem that was inspired by the book Gulliver's Travels. Okay. Sail your ship into your hearts instead. Keep your motives in your pocket, your ideals on your bookshelves, and our people out of chains. Sail your ships into Parliament, discover your hatred for non-men and non-white things that you steal and call it discovering belong in the hands of the people who made them, but their hands are too busy digging your fields, cooking your foods, cleaning their wounds. You sail your ships to distant lands and dare call them travels, adventures, missions. We call them invasions, atrocities, violations, evil. Yet you write about it as victories, turning your experiences into sweet children's stories, while we turn ours into warnings. Sail your ships back home, learn your people, discover your land before you sail your ships to ours. That's it.
Thank you so much. Oh, it looks like Melissa is back. Melissa, are you ready to join us now? We tried calling on you earlier, but we missed you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm hearing from my phone because my my computer Wi-Fi just died. So,
Gotcha.
so I actually wanted to read this poem by Lorna de Cervantes. She published this book in 1982 called Emplumada, and what strikes me is that this poem still has resonance, and it's kind of sad that way, but it's also powerful. So this poem is called Poem for the Young White Man Who Asked Me How I, an intelligent, well-read person, could believe in the war between races. In my land, there are no distinctions. The barbed wire politics of oppression have been torn down long ago. The only reminder of past battles, lost or won, is a slight rutting in the fertile fields. In my land, people write poems about love, full of nothing but contented childlike syllables. Everyone reads Russian short stories and weeps. There are no boundaries. There is no hunger, no complicated famine or greed. I am not a revolutionary. I don't even like political poems. Do you think I can believe in a war between races? I can deny it. I can forget about it when I'm safe, living on my own continent of harmony and home, but I am not there. I believe in revolution because everywhere the crosses are burning. Sharpshooting goose steppers round every corner. There are snipers in the schools. I know you don't believe this. You think this is nothing but faddish exaggeration, but they are not shooting at you. I'm marked by the color of my skin. The bullets are discreet and designed to kill slowly. They are aiming at my children. These are facts. Let me show you my wounds, my stumbling mind, my excuse me tongue, and this nagging preoccupation with the feeling of not being good enough. These bullets bury deeper than logic. Racism is not intellectual. I cannot reason these scars away. Outside my door, there is a real enemy who hates me. I am a poet who yearns to dance on rooftops, to whisper delicate lines about joy and the blessings of human understanding. I try. I go to my land, my tower of words, and bolt the door, but the typewriter doesn't fade out. The sounds of blasting and muffled outrage. My own days bring me slaps on the face. Every way I'm deluged with reminders that this is not my land, and this is my land. I do not believe in the war between races, but in this country, there is war.
Bravo. That was fantastic. Let's bring it now over to Mr. Jeff Taylor, who hopefully has something else for us. You just have to unmute yourself.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't notice that the pop-up came up to unmute myself, and I was trying to touch the microphone and it wasn't working. Sorry about that.
No
But all
worries.
right, yeah, I do have a couple others I could do. Short ones. All right, so this one is catfish. My cat thinks voting is a sucker's game. I bought her a collar on Etsy that says, "Go vote, Karen," but I never put it on her. I showed it to her, pressed it right up to her eye and said, "This could all be yours if you just believe deeply enough." She looked at me like I wasted my breath. She hasn't believed in anything since being catfished by Taylor Swift. Every night for nearly a year, T Swift scratched and purred from behind a bush under my window, mimicking our neighbor's cat's ritual, till she revealed her nefarious ruse to be an elaborate scheme, all to win a bet she made with Ariana Grande. It's been zero fucks and Bikini Kill ever since, coming face to face with the fact that rich people have screwed up pastimes and don't give a shit about any cat's feelings. She used to vote with her heart. Now she has none. Thanks. That was Catfish.
Love that one. Let's.
Thanks.
That's good. You have a prop too.
Yeah, the cat just happened to come in there at the perfect time.
You mean the perfect time?
Perfect.
Yes.
Right. All right. Yeah, no, I think I'll just stick with that one. I think the cat made that be the one for tonight.
If the cat comes back, we'll see. Oh, there she is.
All right, thanks, Chad.
Thank you. Anyway, let's see what we got here. If you go to oddballmagazine.com, the poem for Donald Trump Jesus Part 5, Chapter 5 is over there. You can see that. You can see there's also links at the bottom of my bio to all the other poems. I might as well do Chapter 3. And this is Donald Trump Jesus Chapter 3. Donald Trump Jesus has streamlined his religion. He only needs 9 disciples instead of 12. Donald Trump Jesus can walk on oceans of bottled water left behind on a dock. Donald Trump Jesus is followed by millions of Magdalens in denial who sit in a circle and wait to throw the first stone. Donald Trump Jesus absolves all criminals of sin by default of declaring he did nothing wrong. Donald Trump Jesus wants to be a martyr without leaving heaven's throne. Donald Trump Jesus wants to give Hillary 40 pieces of silver and a noose before he ascends further. Donald Trump Jesus says it's easier for a rich man to enter heaven than it is for a poor man to enter his vote. Donald Trump Jesus will write an executive commandment declaring no one shall put previous gods before him. And with that, that might be it, unless anyone else wants to go wants to go one more. Yes, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Elizabeth. If anyone wants one more, oh, wait a minute. I'm an asshole. I totally forgot Jane. I forgot to write Jane's name on the list. And Jane, let's have you go.
All right.
I cut in front of you. I'm so sorry.
Not an issue. All right. I'm going to leave you with a little more positivity.
There we go.
It's called Junkman. If I was the junkman in junkie land, picking up all the messes that life left behind, I would paint the horizon and polish the moon for you alone. And I would sprinkle stardust above your dreams and fill them with waves of wonder and joy if I were the junk man in junkie land. Thank you all for having me tonight. Thanks, Chad.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
It's very sad when it's like you're relying on the junkie to have optimism. It's like the old ending routine of the wino and the junkie from Richard Pryor's old sets,
Yes.
where the wino's going, you got to learn something else, boy. You got to learn something else in life. He gives him a bottle to swig as they're walking away into the sunset. That might be the most optimistic image I can end on tonight. I don't want to force other people to recruit into coming here.
Fingers crossed tonight. Fingers crossed. Everybody, good vibes. Put them out there.
I don't know whether or not I'll be on tomorrow night. It might be the only way I can keep on going forward. I don't know. But we shall see. I know the 2 round robins is probably enough for a lot of people. Melissa is offline again. Rafiana, let her know I said thanks, although I'll probably send her a private message myself. But yeah, there's not much to do except keep on reloading the map and at least get a little bit of a joy when California gets in there. It finally marks itself blue. I would so love Maine to turn. I would love Maine to turn so much. It would just make me happy. At least all of New England is in for him. But I've met too many Northern New Englanders to hold out total hope for that. We'll see what happens. Again, no offense to anyone living in New Hampshire or Maine, but Jesus Christ, they have some assholes living up there. I have to talk to them all the time. My favorite was meeting a guy at work who had a camouflage hat with Trump written on it, even though Trump never served. A black shirt with the Blue Lives insignia on it, which is mostly black and gray with a shred of blue, if any. And then finally, a black mask with red handwriting saying, "This mask is as useless as the government." Now, never mind that his color ensemble was probably the least patriotic colors of the world. Like Trump's New America is like drab and dreary if it's not red. It's like all these like so dark and black. It's almost like it's like Trump's base is becoming more Antifa than Antifa is. And they actually willfully wear the black mask. So what can you do? But that's just been the taste of what I've been getting. So these online open mics have been helping me. If they help you a fraction as much as they've been helping me coping with everything, then I appreciate you feeling that way. And I'm very appreciative of all of you coming here to make this as symbiotic as it possibly can. So I'll leave you with that, and I have to figure out how to put the Trump poems up for tomorrow. We had our biggest volley today at oddballmagazine.com. Check them out, some really good stuff. And I hope you guys keep on writing, keep on submitting, if not to me, then to everywhere. I'm gonna try and keep on writing, keep it going for a couple hours more. Though to be honest, I could use a sleep. I think we all could, but I don't know if we're gonna get much. So thank you all very much. I'm about to end the recording. Thanks to anyone who is listening and commenting or liking on the live stream on the Facebook page. If you're interested in knowing more about Stone Soup, visit the Stone Soup Facebook page. And thanks to everyone for coming back. Keep on coming back often. Stone Soup is going to meet without fail for the most part online every Wednesday. So pass the word on to somebody. I can only tag so many people on Facebook, and the new Facebook format page makes it harder than ever on the even on the laptop to tag people. So my job's getting harder and harder every day. So if any one of you guys makes it easier by tagging somebody else, I appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who sent out invites tonight. Melissa as well. I probably will send her a thanks instant message now. And I'm talking too much. It's time to get back to reality. You guys can have yourself a great night. Thanks to everyone who watched. Thanks to everyone who listened. Thanks to everyone who read. And
thank you, Chad.
Good luck, sirs and madam and madams. And yes, you lasted for the entire call. I should have had you close out, but I'll go easy on you. Take care, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
Thank you.